She's a flight attendant, so she keeps weird hours.
My wife is a nurse, so she keeps weird hours.
I've always wondered what your wife does because you talk about her all the time and all your podcasts and that, but I never
Yeah, yeah.
caught what she actually did for a living. Huh.
She was an MBA doing finance at a nonprofit, and now she is a nurse. She decided to get a different job. Changed her whole life.
Huh, good on her.
All right, live. And then, what's your Twitter?
At David Barola.
Easy, nice. All right, cool. Okay. Hey, folks. So for those of you who, the 15 of you lovely people who are choosing to show up here on a random, what is even today? Is it Tuesday? Wednesday? I don't even know what's going on. It's Wednesday.
Well, here in
Uh,
Australia, it's Thursday.
well, it's Thursday. Yeah, it's Thursday at 10 in the morning for you, isn't it? So David and I, as in response to, I think, a tweet from someone online who said, hey, you should take your game Baby Smash, which is an old game that I wrote many, many years ago. We should convert it to a store app, and David knows about such things. So we thought we'd try it. This is important. We haven't done it already. Okay, we just had the idea from someone who on Twitter. This is the game. It's at babysmash.com. You can see the high quality 1997. I think I made, there you go. I updated the theme in 2015, but the game I believe I made in 2004 or 5 when my son was born. And it's a little kind of wacky push buttons and slap the keyboard game. This is pre everything. This was all done in WPF, and I use click once to download it. And every once in a while, someone will send me $8 because that is my suggested donation, and they will PayPal me $8. It takes over the screen, takes over the keyboard, and it gives the kids something to do. And then a while back, I stuck it over onto GitHub. Now, David, you said that we would have a way to make this a Windows Store app, which seems like even cooler an idea. If we go here to the store, we see all these other games. This would be an AppX. It would be nice if Baby Smash appeared here somewhere. I'm sure I would need to put some cool graphics and screenshots like Candy Crush to make it happen. But step 0 is to make it into a Windows Store app. I thought I'd have to go and turn it into a new Windows Store XAML app, but there's a desktop app converter that you said I could use. So maybe you can explain to me what we'll do, and we can actually give it a try. Because I've done nothing here on my machine other than cloned it into a folder, and then I downloaded the desktop app converter that I was told to download. Desktop app converter, which is right here in the store.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've got that all ready to go.
Cool. So, yeah, the reason why I pinged out to you, so I actually saw it was Jeffrey Huntley, who lives here in Australia. I think he works for Redify, but he's got a young child, and so I was speaking with him just the other week at the Microsoft Build conference, and he was talking about how he's got a young child, and somehow we got into Baby Smash, and so a couple of weeks later, he gets back onto Twitter and tweets you that cool photo of, the little video of him with his child playing with Baby Smash.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I'd actually just come off helping out one or two of our Australian customers convert their educational apps over onto the Windows Store via Centennial. Sorry, Centennial is our name for helping get any of these legacy classic desktop applications up onto the store. Yeah, there you go. There's Jeffrey.
There's the tweet there, and there's the baby. And he's got a multi-monitor and a whole thing going. He's having all kinds of fun. And I get videos like this, actually, interestingly. Even though I wrote this thing 10 years ago, I get videos like this probably once a week, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah, that's great. And so because I just come off helping convert one or two educational apps over to the Windows Store, it was just one of those comments you just send off on Twitter like, hey, handsome, why don't we go and convert that over to a Windows Store app? And luckily enough, you said yes. So here we are.
Yeah, why not? So we'll figure we'll give it a try. So in preparation, like I said, I got this app converter. I read the instructions here. It says download a container image from my operating system. So I just downloaded the basic one. And then I cloned Baby Smash. But I haven't done anything as far as haven't loaded it into Visual Studio. I haven't even thought about it.
Yep.
And I probably have an old certificate, so I'm sure at some point we'll need to go and have me go and get an updated code certificate.
Yeah. Okay. So there are a number of ways of doing this. So at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is we're trying to take a desktop application and we're just trying to package it up into a special container called like an AppX file, which is just like a fancy zip file, so that we can go and put it up into the store. Now, one of the other reasons why I thought it would be cool to get Baby Smash up here is because we've got all of these new educational devices that are coming out, like the Windows 10s. And
Good
all
point. Yeah.
because the only thing that they can install are Windows Store apps. So I figured if we got Baby Smash onto there, hey, you've got a whole brand new set of potential baby machines that can be smashed on.
That's a good point. Yeah, I never thought about that. For Windows 10s, that would be S for Store, and it only lets you install Store apps, so that makes total sense. Plus, it's kind of a cool and interesting thing. I like taking old stuff and updating it to be new stuff. I think I made Baby Smash. When did I make it? See, like there's an article from Lifehacker from 2008, which is 10 years ago. It's been a while. All right, cool. So what do I need to
So
do?
yeah, so as I said, so what we're trying to do is get this package up into a container for the store. And so there's a number of different ways to do it.
All
So
right.
we've actually got a website. Let me just grab the URL for you. Let's see, Windows Desktop Bridge.
Okay, so David is chatting me a link. You go ahead and hit the upper left-hand corner there. There's a blue chat button.
Thanks, I was looking for that.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
And then he's sending me to the developer.microsoft.com, and it's called the Desktop Bridge. Now, you used a term called Centennial. That was a code name. The Desktop Bridge takes existing apps and games and puts it in the Windows Store. And then it gets a whole list here, you see. You've got convert your desktop solutions, distribute into the Windows Store. I could potentially charge people for Baby Smash. I'm not going to.
In-app purchases.
Yeah, automatic updates is really attractive idea for me. In-app purchases, another good point where I could charge people $1 for French or something. I don't know. And then, of course, I could slowly move my way over to use the UWP and make it a regular Windows Store app, and then it could even run on the phone or the Xbox or whatever. And actually, getting it to run on Xbox might be our ultimate goal. Maybe you and I will do a series of these things.
Baby Smash Evolution. VNext.
Baby Smash HoloLens edition, right? I don't know if we want to put the HoloLens on the baby, but
I think they do recommend like ages, 12 and up or something.
yeah, definitely the baby's head is not as heavy as the HoloLens is. Cool. All right, so we have good reason to do this. So let's see what we gotta do.
Yeah. Now on that Desktop Bridge website, we've got a whole bunch of documentation there about different ways you can try to convert your app. So we've tried to make it as easy as we can for people who've got an existing desktop app to just very quickly convert it over to this new packaging format. Now, one of the ways that you can do it, so the way that I did it with our customers in Australia was they had an MSI installer, and so the MSI installer would go and install the setup files onto the machine, and it would go and change some registry settings and go and change a bunch of other local stuff on the local machine. So it wasn't just run a desktop application, it was install and go and change the system's configuration. And so because they had an MSI, oh yeah, here you go, you're on the page. Yeah, you can see you've got manual packaging, you've got Visual Studio, you've got third-party installer. If we scroll down a little bit, there's a, let's see, advanced installers. So we've got third parties. So my colleague.
Yeah, there's also manual packaging.
So the whole
Install
different ones.
shield. Yeah, these are all the different ways that you could potentially have installed your app. I use click once, which is super basic. It's basically Xcopy, and it puts an icon in there for you.
Okay, so that's a little bit different. So with the MSIs, because the setup install is already there, you just mentioned you installed on the desktop bridge converter. So if you try to do that, if we could go and automatically try to run the MSI through the desktop bridge converter, and it'll go automatically run the setup executable, figure out what gets changed on the user's machine, and it automatically packages that up for you. So if you already have that, it's beautiful. It does everything for you. But in your case, you're using click once, and
Mhm.
click once is usually just go and copy a bunch of files onto a machine. And so this desktop bridge converter doesn't work on click once at the moment.
Well, but
So
if we build it, couldn't we just run the desktop app converter on the results in the bin folder?
in theory, yes. So maybe. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I mean, we could find out. I mean, like you say, I mean, how do you know unless you try? How would you recommend we do it? I feel like we could go like this. I'm in the folder here. I
Uh-huh.
run ms build. And the only thing it says is it needs Newtonsoft
Uh-huh.
and it needs a certificate.
Hmm.
So that seems
So
harmless, right?
yeah, so the way that I recommend doing it though is because you've got this project up on GitHub
Mm-hmm.
and you've got it as a Visual Studio solution, and you're going to be continuously providing, updating the code, and then wanting to go and rebuild this package so you can go and push it up into the store.
Right. It's not a
Instead, I would
one-time
recommend,
thing, is what you're saying, right? I'm going to do it
yeah.
multiple times and keep it up to date.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now, so what I recommend is if you go and open up Baby Smash inside Visual Studio,
All
we'll
right.
go and we'll add in an extra project inside your solution, which would be the Windows Store app. And what we'll do,
Oh,
we'll
interesting.
we'll go and get all the Baby Smash executables, and we'll get them to go into that Windows Store project, and we'll go and so then whenever you build
Oh,
it
okay.
and deploy the store, you get the latest version.
Okay, so I'm in here in Visual Studio. This is a Visual Studio Community, which is the free version because this is a free app. And what do I need to do in here? I don't look like I have the things I need installed. Do I need to go and update this version of Visual Studio?
I'm hoping that you've got UWP.
Nope, looks like I don't. So that shouldn't take too long. We'll run the Visual Studio installer
Mhm.
real quick here. I just actually upgraded my internet. Funny story. I had 35, I guess, and now I have 100, 100.
You
So,
can't just say that without bringing up speed test on that.
yeah, I probably can say that. I go to fast.com myself. I'll go ahead and update Visual Studio while we're doing that. There you go. Given that we're using a little bit of, there you go, I got 70 there. I'll do it again. Of course, we're streaming live to YouTube, so I'm using up some of it. And who knows if the kids are in the other room on Netflix. Of course, you go and tell someone you got 100, 100, and you don't actually get it, and then you start feeling like you're not as special. I realize that there are gigabit people out there, but I live in a rural area, so
Hey, I'm in Australia.
yeah. Well,
We
yeah,
don't
and we're
talk about the
talking. Yeah,
internet
that's a
here.
good point. And we're talking over Hangouts plus going live. There's a lot going on, so I feel pretty good about that connection there.
Mm.
Okay, so I got Visual Studio and I got Visual Studio Community, which I got at visualstudio.com/free. And you can get the Visual Studio Community version. You only use code for this. When you want UWP apps, Universal Windows apps, you need Community. And then, of course, what David just pointed out, it was that I don't have the bits that I need. And you might be freaked out like this is going to be a big deal, but ultimately, in my experience, it's not been a huge deal to add these features. You bring up the new Visual Studio installer, and even though I already have it installed, I can go here and I can say modify, and it will give me a list of the things, and I just click this one. Is that right?
Yep, that's what you need.
Universal Windows Platform Development. I've already got ASP.NET, and I say modify. And then I can probably go here to Task Manager.
You're still trying to
And
show off your bandwidth?
see if it's actually working fast. Not trying to show up my bandwidth. There you go. So this shouldn't take too long.
Mm-hmm.
I can also show off the memory usage versus Chrome. What we'll do is we can actually, I think, let that go and do its thing. And hopefully people won't have to wait. This actually would give us an opportunity to potentially try that desktop app converter one, which is the one that you don't recommend.
Mm-hmm. Looking at the live chat, there is actually a question from Almir asking, why don't we just convert this manually line by line from WPF to UWP?
That seems aggressive. I mean, so converting it line by line. Well, I'll tell you what I think, and then David can tell me as he he's the expert what he thinks. My opinion is that converting this over line by line means taking 10-year-old WPF code, or even older than that, and hoping that all of that exact same XAML works, as well as different hooks and calls and p invokes and Win32 calls that I made 10 years ago, and making sure that those things still work. That seems like a port when I really want a conversion. What do you think, David?
Yeah, I agree. As you said, it's a 10-year-old application, and that's the beauty of what we're doing here. We're able to take any old desktop application and just package it up and put it into the store. I saw a great demo that we did at Build last year or the year before, where they took Age of Empires, so the old Age of Empires game, and all they did was just run that desktop bridge converter over the setup.exe. Boom, 5 minutes later, they had Age of Empires packaged up, ready to put up into the store. And so you can't convert that line by line over to UWP.
One time, I actually did this. This is my experience with the Visual Basic. I took Visual Basic 6. Here we go. I had a Visual Basic 6 app, and I just ran the converter on it. So I just went and did what you said. I took an MSI. So I had an MSI installer for a VB6 app, and stuck it into this My App folder and called the desktop app converter. And it was a silly little app, but I just wanted to prove the point. I actually got I got Windows 10 to run Visual Basic 6. And the only thing I needed, and I assume that we'll need one of these later, and you'll help me with that, is this appx manifest, this file that describes the app. And it said it's x64 and it's this version. I made up a publisher name. I did have to go and make some PNGs of a certain size and set a color. But honestly, the creation of these files, which are the icons and the tiles, were the most work of anything here. It was kind of silly. I didn't really require any work. And then I had to go and say the name of the project. And then, like you said, it fired up a container, looked at the diff, and I packed up that appx. And then in this case, I didn't want to pay for a cert yet, so I signed it with a fake cert. So maybe we'll end up doing that as well. But I suppose I'll have to buy a cert if I want to put this in the store. And then it popped out. And it gave me this kind of interesting little installer. Is this a debug installer that they make for you?
This is for when you side load an application. So this this appx package, you're able to put it up into the store to go and install it from there. But we still allow the appx for people to side load. So if you have an enterprise or something like that that wanted to go and side load, and that's what that dialog box is.
Okay. It looks like it's already, Visual Studio has already acquired all the packages that I need, and now it is just putting the UWP stuff on my machine from this existing Visual Studio preview, so I don't anticipate that that will be too much longer.
That's fine. So to go back to what you're just talking about, though, you mentioned that the logos took you a while to do. Good thing is we've made that really easy to do now.
Getting these PNGs?
Yes. So that's within Visual Studio now. So when we get to that stage, I'll show you how to do that.
Okay, good. Because I felt like that was kind of a weird manual step. It's like, hey, you're almost ready to put in the store, and now like go into Paint.
Yeah.
And that kind of felt gross.
And funnily enough, the customer that I worked with here in Australia, their application was a VB6 app, and so it's a VB6 app that they've been working on and maintaining for years and years and years. So it's got lots and lots of built-up knowledge and value inside of it. So they can't just throw it away because they're still working on it. But they just wanted to. It was an educational app, so they wanted to get it ready for all of the students with Windows 10s. So that's why we helped them package it up. So yeah, funny enough, it was VB6 like what you just used.
That's a really good point. I think it's important to note that for some people, they may think, ooh, VB6, gross. But for other people, there's value there. I mean, I worked in VB6 for many years. There's a lot of intrinsic value from a company's perspective. You shouldn't feel bad just because you've got a VB6 app. There's a lot of great stuff that's in VB6. So being able to convert that in is pretty cool. So this is almost done.
So
Go ahead.
I was going to say, with the logo, though, we are going to have like one logo. So we are going to have to at some point get a good Baby Smash image. I did try to find one. Only thing I could find was on the old Baby Smash website on the screenshots page. There was a screenshot of Baby Smash, but it seemed to be a really small picture, unfortunately.
Well, we could certainly take one of these and go into something like paint.net. There we go. And since those pictures, those images, or those, they need to be 44 by 44 and 150 by 150, we can probably just do something like that. And we'll figure that out at the time.
Oh, no. So if you give it just one image, it will go and automatically spit out all the ones that it needs. So all we need is just one high resolution.
Oh, what resolution?
The higher the better.
Oh,
so
but it's got to be square though, right?
Doesn't need to. Just pad it out with transparency above and below.
I don't know, man. I've got attention to detail. I feel like that we're going to spend all this time coding this. The most important, crucial part is making the image pretty.
Well, the easiest way is if you just go image canvas size, and then you can just set it square manually. Oh, wait, you managed to just
I did it manually.
That?
Yep, it's 280 by 280. So now we have an image. Unacceptable, David. The most important thing is that the image be attractive. Come on, man. Pull it together. All right, this is almost done.
Yep. And then if you go back to the second tab on, yep. Sorry, you might have to click back once.
All right.
So if you scroll back down to that little matrix that you had,
yep.
There we go. So what we're working on today is number 1 and 2. So the Convert Desktop Solutions one. So that's where today we're going to package Baby Smash up into that new
these two.
Yep. So we're packaged up into the Apex so that people can go and side load it, which was that image that you had up before saying, do you want to manually install it? So then you'll go and do that second bit, which you'll go and submit it to the store so that people can go and install Baby Smash. So we're not having to modify our application at all to get to that stage. But then later on, as you mentioned, we can go and, because this is being Baby Smash will be run within the context of the UWP environment. We'll be able to update Baby Smash later to go take advantage of those UWP features if we wanted to. So we can make Baby Smash hook into Cortana or hook into end features that we wanted to.
Oh, I could go and pop some toast and put up a notification or something like that as well.
Yeah,
interesting.
That said, Baby Smash is a full screen application, so I don't know what we'll do there, but that's just a heads up.
Well, I can certainly bother people like, oh, here we go. So this is all done.
Please rate Baby Store in the store. Baby Smash in the store.
Yeah. All right, cool. So we just updated my Visual Studio 2017 to include support for UWP. So I'm going to reopen Baby Smash. And that didn't take too long. I do realize I have pretty fast internet, but it's worth pointing out that was all of about 5 or 6 minutes. If you have slow internet, yes, you are going to have a challenge. But the internet was not the primary issue here. I think it was just talking to the disk and whatnot. Okay, so you said new project. So now I've got Windows Universal here. Okay, what do you want me to do? Because Baby Smash is in a folder. I should probably move it down. Don't you think?
Yeah. So you could if you wanted to, or yeah, if you want to do things the correct way, you're correct. You should probably move it.
Let's be correct, shall we?
Okay. Correct.
So Baby Smash, I'm going to make a folder. I'll call it WPF, and then I'll put everything in there. And then that way I can have a UWP one next to it. Does that seem like a reasonable thing to you?
Yeah, that seems reasonable. Okay. But as you said, though, this is just because this is a 10-year-old application, and so that's the way that you would put your solution and project files back then.
Back in the day. Back in the day. All right, so go GitHub, Baby Smash, WPF. Certainly, I could then I'll move down to end up moving that solution up one and all that kind of stuff later. Okay, so now you say add.
So just pointing out, we're not modifying it because we need to. You just modify it because it seems like a good point to just do a bit of
I'm just moving it down because I feel like I want it to have another location. That's all. Do I make a blank app?
Yep, create a blank application.
Okay, I'm just going to name it UWP. Is that okay?
We might want. I'll probably call it Baby Smash Store.
Oh, okay.
Baby Smash Store Package or something. Yeah.
Store Package. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Blank app, Baby Smash Store. Okay, now this is interesting. It says choose the minimum platform. Do I want to support Anniversary Edition or Creators Edition?
So as for this point, it won't matter because I'm going to get you to copy and paste a line which will go and set the minimum version that we need to support this desktop bridge.
Which one do you, well, I mean, so I'll just say minimum. I like the idea of it working everywhere as possible. So I'll say 586 and I'll say this one here. So as kind of far back as I can without being unreasonable. Okay, so here it says I have an SDK I don't have. Is that necessary to get?
Yeah, so you're probably better off just leaving it as a default because the defaults that are there, you've got the SDKs for.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So when I did that the first time, we'll do that again. It's saying, yeah, you can do these with this this default Baby Smash. I think we call it store. These I have the defaults for, but if I switch another, I might need to go and download those.
Yeah, because you went all the way back to original RTM release.
Good point. I did go pretty far back. It would have been nicer if it had, like, if I clicked on it, it would have.
That said, if we're getting this running on Windows 10s machines, they'll be on at least Creators Update anyway.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and minimize that. So creating the project, and I can see here Baby Smash Store is getting made. Now this has got a main page and an app and a bunch of stuff, and this makes me feel like, oh no, I'm going to have to make this all over again. But I think you've got a trick for me. I'm not going to actually copy code over into here.
We're just going to be copying the final executables across.
Okay. Oh, interesting. So we're going to use this as a holding place for the Baby Smash results, but not the code itself, just the assets.
The final built resources.
Okay. What is happening here? Why is this taking so long? I wonder if there's a button I'm supposed to press OK on somewhere.
hidden modal.
Sometimes when you do that, there's like a button that's waiting around in the back somewhere. Because I feel like it made it already. This will be the part of the demo here where I will just shut everything down and hope that it. That makes me. That's very frustrating. Right now, I don't see anything in the background waiting for it to finish.
No. How's the disk activity going?
Nothing's going on the disk right now.
No.
I think what's going on is that I'm running a daily build of Visual Studio, and I've angered the beast. This is a preview of 2017, but still lame. Yeah. It's just sitting there. See, now it won't even let me toss it. This is what happens when you run betas on top of betas, right?
Sometimes you get burnt. You got too close to the sun, Scott.
Well, it's frustrating though, because task kill im devenv.exe f. Little tip for y'all. -im is image module name and -f is force. Okay, we'll go ahead and fire up VS again.
Yep. So we'll do that again.
No excuses for that lameness, but it is a preview.
So it might have just been extracting SDKs or something like that because it's the first time. No, but it wasn't doing any disk activity.
Didn't appear to, but let's go and do this. We thought it made it. So I'm going to go and I'm going to open it because it did get made. And here it is. All right. Now, as I recall, if I go and just build it as it is.
Yeah, let's build before we do anything.
This top one will fail because it doesn't have a certificate that I need. See this here? Unable to find signing certificate. Because when I was making this Baby Smash originally, I was signing it with a certificate that's now expired. See this right here? Sign the click once manifest. I'm going to turn that off. And that certificate is long expired. So now we will build it. And it looks like we get a warning or two, but otherwise it seems fine.
So and should you just run Baby Smash first, just once to make sure that it's running?
You have no faith.
Well, I don't want to package it up and then we're debugging the wrong thing.
Touche. Let's try it.
Now, funnily enough, when I try to run Baby Smash on my machine,
Huh?
whenever I press letters, instead of it saying the letter, it just says language not supported, language not supported, language not
Interesting.
supported.
I wonder if I never tested it in Australia.
Hmm. Well, yeah, because we speak Australian here.
That is true. And funny story, I actually converted Siri on my machine on my iPhone to be Australian.
Because you prefer hearing
What's the
her.
weather like in Australia? Because I like Australian accents.
Okay, here's the weather for England for today.
Oh, what's the weather in Sydney, Australia like today?
It's raining crocodiles, mate.
For today.
Fantastic. Thank you, Siri. That's not an artificial assistant. All right. So let's go here. I'm going to get rid of this private key because it doesn't matter anymore. Now, what do I do?
Sure. Okay, well, first let's go and change it from debug to release and then rebuild Baby Smash. So we've got a release build of Baby Smash.
So go back over here.
Up the top left where it says any CPU debug.
Oh, release.
Yep.
Okay.
And then, yeah, just right click build.
Build Baby Smash. All right. And then presumably Baby Smash is now sitting right there.
Great.
Now, it is using click once, but ultimately it's that I need.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And so what we're going to do is everything we just did was to just rebuild Baby Smash, and so we've got the executables. So what we're going to do is this Baby Smash store application. We're going to go and get it to go and grab all of those, the executable and all of those files, and then just include them in the package.
Right. It should be these couple of DLLs, this words.txt, and the exe and the config. That should be all we need.
Yeah, and I think in resources, I think when I had a quick look, you've had.
I've got a couple strings in there too. You're right.
Yeah, because I looked at like the Russian one, and it seemed to be the circle and square in Russian.
Good point. We did have some folks recently start. You
Localization?
can go and localize it into different languages. Cool.
Okay. Now, so we're going to create a new folder inside of Baby Smash in Visual Studio. We'll just call it Win32.
Okay. Is this a magic name, or is it your name that you decided to call it?
Just any name. Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Okay. Do I delete all this asset stuff, or do I just care about that?
Yeah, usually, but we'll go and do that cleanup afterwards. So it will be we won't need the main page.xaml and app.xaml. We won't need them, but
we can do that later.
Yeah, so we're going to right click, add existing item. So there are probably better ways to do this.
Add existing. Oh yeah, I can probably edit things manually, but I know what you're trying to do. You're going to go like this, aren't you?
Yep, release, select them, and then we're going to add as a link.
This is a really interesting point that you're bringing up, because if you go and hit add, that's not what we want to do. You hit the little chevron here, which no one ever does, and you hit add as a link. Okay, and look, see the little blue dealy there? We did not move the file, we just linked it. Very nice.
Yeah, so there are ways that we could go and set up MS build so that every time we did a build, it would automatically go and copy the bin outputs into the Baby Smash folder. So there are ways to do that, but this is a quick way to do it.
Okay, that's cool.
And if you wanted to, we could go and create the subfolder that we need. So there was a resource folder, then you had a strings folder inside of that.
Oh, I wonder if we actually do need that. I don't actually know. Strings. I don't know if they get compiled in or if they resources and strings. And then right click existing item, resources, strings, select them both, right click, add as link. All right, so that way it's shaped the same way as the bin folder.
Yep, and now you're going to click on the select the files from the JSON down. Yep. Yeah, because we need to change the properties on all of those files.
Okay. Can I do these too?
Yep.
All right.
And we're going to change the from do not copy. We're going to change it to copy if newer. The second one. Yep.
Copy if newer. All right. Do I say anything about the build action?
No, that'll do.
Okay, so we said copy if newer. That way they always show up. They always come over no matter what, as long as they're fresh. Cool. Sounds good.
Okay, so we're halfway there, which is just we put all the files in there. Next thing we need to do is just tell this UW PHP container that when it launches, that it's a desktop bridge application, and to start Baby Smash.exe when it starts up.
I see, as opposed to now where it's going to start main page and app.
Yep. So we're going to go into right down the bottom, package.app manifest. If you right-click that and go edit, view as code or something.
Open with. I can open the default editor, which brings up this thing, or I can right-click, open with.
Even easier, hit cancel.
View code.
Right-click, view code.
Very nice. Thank you, sir. All
Okay.
right.
Now we just need to copy and paste in like 4 bits of code. So if we go back to that link I sent you.
Okay.
Go forward.
Okay. This one here?
Yeah, that's it.
So package a .NET app using the desktop bridge. And here we have the differences of your app. You can have different entry points into your app. So we have a Win32 binary. So I'm assuming we're going to do that, right?
Yep, that's it. So if we scroll down.
Okay, so we added the project. Here we go. Look, Win32 binaries.
So that's why I'm just using what's in the documentation.
Smart. Okay, so theoretically, let me do this. Where would that go?
This bit was what I was talking about, how we could get it to, as a build task, automatically copy the Baby Smash outputs into your project. So we're just not doing that bit. We're going down to the next bit, which is edit the app manifest to enable the, so these are the 4 bits that we need to do. So the first one is that very first line.
Well, that's this, isn't it? Do I need to change it?
Yep, because we're going and adding in an extra namespace.
All right, I feel like that's weird, but I will trust you.
Yeah, I tried to just copy the one line that I thought was different, but everything kept breaking, so I just copied and pasted the entire section, and it seemed to work when I was doing it on the other things.
I'm going to put it all on like this, just see what's different. All right.
It's that
phone
res
identity is kind of weird now. That doesn't belong there. See, by doing by changing this, we lost phone manifest, which is fine, but that means phone identity is gone now.
Sorry, down on the left, how it says here's a complete example, copy and paste their version.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
So you want
that's the problem I kept having. I think I need to go and send through a. Yeah,
let's do that. Well, we'll do that a little bit later, but it's a good thing to point out that whenever you see anything that's docs, you can actually edit them. So here we found something that's not necessarily a mistake, but it is a subtlety that is a problematic subtlety. So
because you and I did the same thing.
Because we did the exact same thing. So you and I marked that as a note. We'll fix that. All right. So I see the name of my app and my processor architecture and all that kind of stuff. What else?
So if we scroll back up, we can see the bits we need to change. So target device family. So this is what you selected at the beginning.
It's not Windows. I see. There you go. It's not Windows Universal. It is Windows Desktop. But interestingly, remember I had certain versions. Do I want to just leave them like that?
We want to get rid of the second one because this, for example, won't run on an Xbox right now because it's a desktop application.
Right. I think the point is, though, that this number here, remember it said that I needed an SDK of a certain number or below? I don't know if that number is in fact what I have. So we'll just have to remember that as a possible gotcha later.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? Because remember before it said, oh, go and download that. So if that doesn't work, we'll need to line this number up with the correct one.
Yeah, but it should be okay.
Cross our fingers. Never hurts to point that out, though.
So this bit goes in a bit further down in a section called capabilities.
Okay. Oh, nice. I see. It talks to the internet and it has full trust.
Yeah. So if you look at the complete example, that top line is gone. So the weird thing is, when I've done this previously, I left it as it was, and
then
even though it's
complain?
Yeah, it's complaining at me, but that's what I have to do. I don't know if it's just IntelliSense not working or.
Okay, well, it's compiled. We'll see if it runs.
Yeah, and comment out the internet client line.
I think it does talk to the internet, though. I'm not sure. We'll find out. And then entry point.
Yep. So this is the last bit. Now here we go. Here's where instead of
oh, look at that. Here we go. So executable here, it's something else. We're going to change that to Win32 babysmash.exe. And then here, it's windows.fulltrust application. Is that correct?
oh, you're seeing it on the left. I was going, how does he know that? Like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's because I've done demos before, and I'm thinking 6 steps ahead. It's 3-dimensional chess, David. That one's definitely interesting. We should figure that out. We'll talk to Tim Hewer and ask him about that. All right, cool. So Control-Shift-B, it compiled. Does this mean we're done? It can't be right.
Pretty much. So it should be right
Scandalous.
now. If we go into the project and the Solution Explorer, right-click Baby Smash Store.
Okay.
And we go Store and create a package. Create our packages.
Package. Okay. Do you want to build packages for the store? Yes.
No.
No, absolutely not. Unacceptable.
While we're testing it right now, because if you do that, you're gonna have to go and register your name with the store and all that. So we'll do that later.
I see. No, never, not at all. What I want to do. Okay.
And this is a neutral.
Oh, okay.
Because
this neutral. I can't click neutral though.
Okay, that's fine. We'll continue and just hope that it works.
I can't click neutral because it's set to generate all these things. And it won't work on ARM because I didn't record. I didn't do it for ARM.
Yeah. So when I've done this previously, so you create it as a C# UWP app. When I've done it previously, I've done it as a JavaScript UWP application.
Then you got ARM for free then.
Yeah, I got neutral. So you usually pick neutral because it's a you're not compiling anything. You're including executables that have already been compiled.
Sure. All right. So now it says can't resolve metadata system.runtime. That is in Baby Smash Store.
This is what I get for not telling you to do it with a JavaScript project.
Well, let's just figure it out. So, universal runtime, Baby Smash Store. I don't want these things, right?
No.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, and then there's a bunch of stuff over in here.
So this is why the documentation recommends you do it as a JavaScript one. I just didn't want to create a JavaScript one because I thought it would.
No, well, I mean, that's not what we're trying to do. Oh, you're saying make a JavaScript one because it has like less stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay, so what's going on here is I'm going to go ahead and hit unload, and I'm going to open up this CS proj. Is that it's bringing a bunch of stuff along for the ride, thinking that we are in fact building a C# based project. Okay, that's cool.
My bad. I didn't think because we went blank application. I assumed it would be the same.
This is why we do it, right? So let's do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to close that one. Let's go do this. Right click, new project.
But we know what to do. It's
universal.
Exactly what we just
this is important stuff. So I'm going to say universal app, right?
So no, right down the bottom, JavaScript.
So I'm going to use JavaScript as a universal one because it's more of a blank slate. Baby Smash.
It's a blank.
More blanker. Okay.
Actually, yeah, I remember one of your like Ignite Tech Ed or Build demos. You did way back. We went look in ASP.NET now. When we go file new blank project, it's actually blank now. Like I still laugh and
it's really blank. Yeah. New folder, Win32. Right click. I feel like this should be easier, and that they should make it. There should be a point it at an existing file, and it should do this for me.
Yeah, point at an existing folder and
click. New folder, strings.
That said, we could probably create a like a Yeoman generator for it. We just
no excuses. I think that the team who will see this someday should know that this is something that they should do and not that I should do. It is not my job. It is their job. Oops. Yeah. Good catch. Thank you for that. Resources, strings.
I'm shared programming now.
All right. And then, yeah, so we've got nothing in here. And then over
So
here,
you
I'm going to just remove that. Okay, what did you want to get?
we need to modify the properties on those files to make sure it's a copy of newer.
Excellent. So right-click, Properties. Do not copy becomes copy of newer.
There
And then view code. Yes. Then we'll go back over here.
Yep, and it was just those 4 bits we need to copy.
And we will look at this. So what we're talking about is, what is different here? UAP. This doesn't look that, it's this part here. Restricted
that and
capabilities.
the ignorable namespaces is also different.
Oops.
So yeah, just copy their example.
So I want that bit.
Yep.
And
the capabilities
bit down here. And the target device family. Go here. And I'm going to comment that part out. And then under app, they have start page. We're going to change that to executable and entry point. Here, where that is Baby Smash, and that is Full Trust. So those 2 lines change.
That's it. Let's see, the application ID is different. Okay, yeah, that should
Well,
be
the
all we need to do.
application ID is more blanker. Baby Smash, Windows Store, y'all. Figure all that out later when I have to figure out publisher display names.
Then we're going to find out that it's got an issue with that apostrophe.
Oh yeah, but that's why I do these things. All right, cool. So yeah, that actually built though. So right-click, Store, Create App Package. Now this is interesting. I don't like this dialog. Do you want to build packages to upload to the store? Well, I did, but what you're really saying is, do you want to go to the store right now? No. Go a little bit later. There's your neutral. There's your neutral.
Yep.
Create. So what we're doing is we're using the JavaScript project, but this is not, to be clear, a JavaScript project. We're just using it as a bucket.
Yeah, and so later we'll be able to go and delete the 1 or 2 files that it had, which was the CSS folder, the JS folder, and the index.html. We'll be able to kill it.
And then if we go in here now into app packages, there's our AppX bundle and all of our stuff. So Baby Smash has been packaged up into this thing. And then I could go and run this certification kit, which is going to go and like validate the thing and make sure it's legit. And it goes through all these tests that I could potentially run.
Yep.
Who knows if I'll pass them or not? But it's like, you know, does it decompile? Is it corrupted? Does it have the right names? Do the things work? How do I run it while that's happening? Do I just?
I don't know if you can run it while that's happening because it's doing stuff with stuff in the background. But one thing I know that it will fail on immediately when you're validating the app is one of the things that it validates is that you're ready to put it into the store, and it will complain and say, no, it's not ready to put into the store because you haven't provided any logos yet.
Yeah, I don't have any logos. I don't have any certificates. But phooey on them because I still want to see if it works locally. Now, do I do that by running this PS1 file here?
That's it. Oh, about a life hack though. If you go back to the Explorer,
okay, yeah,
up top left where it says File, if you click that, you can just go open a PowerShell window here.
Ooh, no,
life hack.
That's fantastic. I could also hold down Shift, right click.
That one's cool.
Did you know that?
I didn't know that one.
Ah,
that one's not that's not as discoverable.
Well, touche, but yes. So now we've both changed each other's lives for the better. File.
I did notice you using hyper there though. Mad props for that.
Yes, appreciate that. Thank you, sir. All right, cool. So now, can I just double click on the AppX bundle as well? Does that do something?
No, so you do need to run that PS1 file because we're side loading this. It's been signed with a certificate, and you don't trust that certificate.
Oh.
So if you run this PS1
I see.
file,
And
this
inside
PowerShell,
of here, it checks the certificate stuff and makes the trusted one and does all that. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Let's try that. There you go. Before you install this app, you need to install the certificate. So it's going to go and pop up a prompt. So I just see a prompt now. Now it's going to make a self-signed certificate. It's telling me, are you sure bad things are going to happen? What it's really saying is, we're going to trust this thing that is not yet trusted. And I'll say, yeah, it's cool. Now it's going to go and do a little ANSI art, installing app. At the same time, it is validating it, of course. We're asking for trouble, no doubt.
Yeah, because I'm assuming it's doing UWP stuff in the background.
There you go.
But,
You're press enter. Okay. Baby smash.
There we go.
Look at that.
We'll
See?
blanker.
Look at that. Pin to start. Beautiful icon. Live tile and all that. Do I dare run it?
Yeah. Hey. Milk cool.
So there's a words file.
Hmm?
Oh, see, there's a words file actually. So over here, this words file. See?
Ah.
So what
How
it
do you
does is
trigger that?
what you do is if you type the word while you're doing it, right? If you type the word while you're smashing and it recognizes that you spelled a word, it will then say the word.
Ah.
Right. So watch.
Ah.
Huh?
Yeah. Okay. That's a cool feature.
Yeah, it is. That was added by a pull request. Cool. Holy crap! So it actually works now. So now I need to go and feed my children, but what I'm seeing now is that I need some icons.
So we can quickly do that. That will take
yeah, let's do that
30
real
seconds.
quick. Give me that.
So yeah. So right click and go properties on that.
Okay.
And oh, sorry,
This is
wrong
a
one.
JavaScript
Hit
one.
cancel. Yeah, cancel. App manifest right down the bottom. Sorry.
Oh,
Yep.
properties on the app manifest. I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this first tab is complaining now because saying, hey, we don't have a start page because we're actually there you go, visual assets.
Asset generator. Ooh, okay.
So that baby smash one that you did before.
Yeah. Oh, assets. There you go. Generate. Is it okay? Yes, it's fabulous. Love it. Cool. Wonder where it's going to put them.
In the images folder.
Okay. Interesting. So we're using the yeah. I feel like there should look at that. See, I feel like they should have made. Yeah, we need. There needs to be a project type to do this rather than us borrowing.
I agree with that.
Borrowing JavaScript.
And this was talking about if you look because the biggest one for the scaled assets was like a 600 by 600. So it creates that 600 by 600 one, puts your little one in the middle, which was 280 by 280, and then it will go and scale them down from that point. Which is why I was saying
that is unacceptable. You're right.
Yeah, we need a big source image.
We'll do this. I'm going to cheat, and we'll just go ahead and make this 800 by 800.
It doesn't look that blurry.
It's fine. You know, I mean, it's not.
It's kids' cartoons. It's fine.
Yeah, it's getting there. Okay, generate. Ooh, see now it's big. It's going to suggest a bunch of other ones that are bigger that it can make for me. That's nice. So the fact that it was large enough means
no, actually, it was just saying that it was going to overwrite the ones that were in the images folder. So before it only had 5 images in there, but because you just generated it, it's saying, hey, we're now going to overwrite like the 50 you've got in there.
I see. Okay, that makes sense. And then if you have the time and the patience, certainly you'll go and make a million of these.
And I also see someone saying it's also padding it because if you go up the top, so yeah, David Spire is telling me if you scroll up the top, we've got a checkbox enabled which says
apply recommended padding. Madness. We want no padding at all because Baby Smash has no padding. Totally unacceptable. I want this to be max obnoxiousness. I want it to be crazy.
Anyway, it
This
will
is cool.
generate icons. Yeah, so I thought that was cool because I used to go and use some applications to do this, but I have to manually go and bring these files in.
Yeah, and I'm sure that there's things online that'll let me make that kind of stuff. So now let me just try again. Right-click, build, right-click, store, create app package, next, create.
Yep, so if we go back to PowerShell.
Failed. They're too big. So because I made these are complicated. There's a lot going on there, and I said no padding. It made the resulting PNG non-trivially complex. So there's actually a maximum size, it looks like, for a PNG.
Yeah, and I have seen that happen to me before. For some of the larger ones, like the ones which end up being like 800 by 800, would be complaining, saying, no, the PNG file size is like 300K, the maximum file size is like 100K. So I'll just go and open them up with paint.net and then just resave them, and it would.
Actually, an even better idea. Try this.
Yes, yeah. You did a blog post on this, didn't you, on how to make all of the images smaller? Yeah.
So let's try this, because that's obnoxious, by the way, for them to not allow me to do that. So where do we put the images? In here? So let's drop it in PNG Gauntlet.
Hey, that's it.
Yeah, see, large scale tile. That's kind of stupid. Like, that doesn't make any sense why it would be so large. What are they mad about now? Are these files open right now? I'm getting errors. Let me close that real quick. They might be left open. Are these not really PNGs? Huh. I wonder if there's something about my PNGs that makes them corrupted or something. Images. Yeah, see, these file sizes are just stupid large. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
26 megs or something, 2 megs. So that doesn't make any sense. Let me try this again. PNG Gauntlet. I'll just run it as administrator. And I'm going to point it at this folder here. Oh, I forgot I can't do that. Stupid. Can't drag from a non-admin thing to an admin thing. Huh. It literally doesn't like those PNGs. That I have never seen that before. I wonder why. So let me try this. Paint. I want to see one of those, like this large scale tile.
Yeah, well, we can see even from the Windows preview.
Just testing a theory here. We may have found another bug. Oh, you see what I'm doing here? I am dragging them over and then hitting save. So drag it over, hit save, drag it over, hit save, drag it over, hit save. This way they're fresh. I want to see if it makes a difference. No, it's not making a difference. Why is this special? That's so interesting.
Okay, David Spurry is saying it worked with him for the image optimizer extension in Visual Studio.
Oh, yeah. Sure, but it's still interesting.
Yeah.
Because something ain't right here. I mean, that's like weird. Yeah, see, look, 400K became
so
14K.
Much smaller. And funnily enough, remember one of the very first things you said when we started streaming? You said the thing that was... Yeah, you did say the thing that takes you the longest with putting things into the store was just not the code, not the writing it. It's just preparing these logos.
And it's funny. So this is not just a Windows thing. This is an everything thing. If you're doing iPhone apps or Android apps, I have heard more people say that they have fought with images and this kind of stuff than anything else. See, look at this. So here, I just downloaded the zip file with all those files. And of course, this won't work. You know, like we'll find a bunch of stupid ones that don't work, but I want to point out how small they are though. So this means that there's something interesting about my source file, you see,
Yep.
that caused an issue. And the generator thing generated a you know, kind of a mediocre number of them. Like it did something wrong. There's something about my source files icon that angered the beast.
Mm.
And the result was a problem. This is a lovely little web app here, though. I'm just dragging in up to 20 files. You see that? Look how tiny they are. See? 160 becomes, this looks 700K right here.
Mm.
Nothing. Look at that.
800K, yeah.
800K turns into 20K. So I'm going to open that zip file up. This is stupid, by the way. We will just drag all of that into here. So I hope you're keeping notes, because you and I are going to want to call some people after this.
Yep.
And figure out what's going on, because it looks like that generated PNG system was cool. Yeah, David online, they were saying it's probably not a PNG, it's probably a bitmap. Ooh, I bet you it's a bitmap in a PNG box.
Which would explain why they are like 800K.
Which would explain why they're all 800K, and would explain. So here is a PNG, and that is a weird looking PNG. Yeah, there's something going on there.
I'm worried that you know what a PNG would look like in binary.
Sorry. I spent a lot of time on the web. Yep. See that one? That one file that I left undone. This file is bad. Yep, look at that. Called it. All right, let's go back up to the top here. Oops. There we go. 800K. So I need to find out why that happened, because that's stupid. Oops, I don't want to put it there. I want to put it here. Alrighty. Click. Store, create AppX, next, create, build, started, thinking, succeeded. There you go.
Hey.
Go back here. Oops, not there. Yeah. Go back here.
How did your certification go?
Oh, I shut it down. Oh, wait a second. No, it's right there.
It's still going.
Everything's fine. No, it's stuck on program inventory. Probably because I went and tried to run the thing.
Yeah.
While we were building it. Like we've gone and built it a half dozen.
Which is what I was worried about.
We probably shouldn't have been doing that. App packages, number 04. There you go. We got a new version. So we're going to install that new version. Yeah, Mark is saying, are you sure they're PNGs? The header is a PNG, but the body does not appear to be a PNG. That's just my opinion. It's too much white space. But yeah, I mean, I'll give you the tweet me. I'll give you the source file. It's pretty easy to repro. Take this source file and generate a bunch of garbage. Okay, and let's go here and look. Garbage. Look at that stupid icon. It's a horrible icon. This makes me feel like their icon generator thing sucks.
Yeah, I haven't to get really close to my screen.
Cool one. This one sucks. It did everything completely wrong. This recommended padding makes no sense because everyone else has full bleed. But then I run it, and it's lovely. All right, cool. So we have proven that the big issue is creating images for this thing. And I also feel like we've proven, with all due respect to my friends who worked on this asset generator is not super amazing. Maybe I don't have a good appropriate source file, perhaps.
But if that is the case, they should at least put a little image. When you select a source file, if it's below a certain dimensions, then we should at least pop up a thing saying, hey, you may want to use a larger source file.
Right. But your point, of course, is that generating all of these is a hassle. I'm sure there's things online that I could go and point it to, and it'd be better. But so we ended up, and then actually in conclusion here, we can probably get rid of the CSS folder and the JS folder. And will it always complain when I build it about the missing start page?
Oh, it's not complaining about it. It's only when you're editing this Apex manifest.
Okay, so it's not the build that complains. It is simply this visual editor.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just that one little warning. But yeah, I feel like there should be a project type which is doing this thing right here.
You know but if you do a rebuild now, you won't see that error because it's only popping up.
It's not a build error, it's a visual editor error. And then again, if I go in here, and then this is interesting here.
Yep, I've made a note about that one.
And that is from this namespace right here, which might be interesting to see if we go like this. It is not specific to the prefix. It is specific to the, interesting. Okay, cool. Well, it works though. It's just the editor is confused.
Yeah. But the cool thing was to get Baby Smash packaged up into a store app, all we really did was we created that blank project. We created a empty folder. We went and put Baby Smash exe into the empty folder. Then we just edited the app manifest manually to say, hey, the entry point for this app is going to be babysmash.exe. Like,
yeah.
Was only what, and in the end, you had to redo it, and that only took you 5 minutes to redo everything from scratch.
And actually, I was just thinking about something. I'm going to make a copy of this PNG because I may be complaining about their stuff that they created. But look at my starting PNG. It was
kind of a meg.
It's a meg. It's kind of a crap PNG to start with. See what I'm saying? Like, who am I to complain? I gave them almost a 12, 1.2 meg PNG.
Still, when they save, it should save it as like optimized file anyway. Yeah,
but when we hang up, what I'll do is I will squish it as best I can and see if feeding a good one makes a difference. Cool. So now I've got Baby Smash in the store, and now I need to go and get a certificate and publish it, and I'll be all set.
Well, you don't need to get a certificate yourself. You just submit it to the store, and then they go and sign it with
they'll make it for me. So it's not like the old days.
No.
Oh, okay. So really, I just need to get my graphics under control, and that's good. Oh, and the kids are yelling, so it's time to go.
Right on time.
Rock on. Hey, thank you very, very much. I appreciate your time. This is cool. Good way to start the day.
Yeah, great. Well, thanks for that, Scott.
All right, good deal. Thanks for everybody. We'll see you all later. Bye-bye.